aquí un ratito nada más y después nos tenemos que ir.
And then we'll have to leave. Gracias.
I am the president of the chamber, and I am in Ciudad Juarez. We are here because we were invited. Diana and I are here because we were invited to an annual Women Congress from the National Chamber of Commerce of Mexico. So we might be leaving a little early, but Laura and John will take care of you. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here.
Hola, buenas tardes. Sí, tardes. Yo soy Diana Bustillos, también
Good
parte.
afternoon. I'm Diana Bustillos. I'm also part of the Latino Chamber team. Like Carla mentioned, we're outside of the country right now, but whatever you need, I will be speaking with you. I'm in charge of marketing and events. So if you're a member of the chamber, you need to promote something, you need help with something that's related to promotion of your business or some event that you might have coming up, just let me know, and I'll put my email on the chat so that you can take note of it, and we'll be at your requests.
Like Carla mentioned it before, we're out of town right now, but I'm going to drop off my email on the chat so you can save it. I'm in charge of all the marketing and events. So if you are creating an event or need help with marketing, I'm here to serve. So make sure you save my email. Thank you.
Gracias, Diana.
Thanks, Diana. We're going to start with the interpretation so that everyone knows. John, if you'd like to present yourself.
Hi, how's it going? My name is Jonathan Galindo. I am the chairperson of the Latino Chamber of Commerce. Hola, me llamo Jonathan Galindo y yo soy el presidente de la Junta Ejecutiva de la Cámara de Comercio.
Gracias, John.
Thanks, John.
Muy bueno. Caro, si te quieres presentar y empezamos con
So, Caro, if you'd like to present yourself and introduce yourself, and we can start with the presentation. Good afternoon. I'm always thankful to your assistance. I know that there's a bunch of things we could be doing, but it's definitely learning how to manage our business, learning, let's say it this way, a little bit more professionally, how we can do things in a more professional way is always time well spent. So I hope that this morning, well, like they're saying, it's already 12:04. We'll be able to have a conversation. I'm going to share with you some of the things I know, but there's other things that I learn from others, from clients, because they're also entrepreneurs. So this morning or afternoon, I can leave you a little bit of insight and push you to continue reaching your dreams. Then it'll be a mission. Well done. So Rachel is also here. Good afternoon, Rachel. She is the director, assistant director, subdirector where I work. So it's great to have her here with us as well. I'm Carolina.manross, and I work, well, I'm a consultant, independent consultant. I work here in Boulder for the Small Business Development Center in Boulder. And I want to mention it because it's a resource that small businesses have, or businesses in general, that is free. So it's important that I communicate this to you, because some of you that know us, there's already some of you that I know personally, and we've had conversations. And you're like, it's a ray of sunlight to see your faces here in this moment, right now, in this moment where it's snowing outside. So for those of you that don't know us, we're a resource, a free resource that provides consultations one-on-one. We have technical assistance, we have courses in English and Spanish, and we also, let's say it this way, we're partners, we're a team with the Latino Chamber of Commerce, and I admire them very much, and I respect them very much. And we participate together in a lot of things. So that's my information. If at the end you want more information, I can give it to you, or you can reach me through Laura and Jonathan. So we're gonna start the conversation.
Antes que sigas, Caro, nomás
Before you continue, Garo, I just want to let everyone know, those that are participating, thanks so much for being here. There's interpretation that's available so that you can choose your language of preference in the bottom of the page. So just to remember you all briefly. Yes, and Martin is there. He's doing the interpretation, and I don't see him right now, but if I go too fast, then he's going to make a gesture with his hand. And I'm finishing a process with a lot of allergies. I'm almost at 90% now. So if you're sweet enough, you'll write me on the chat. What is an emotion, a thought that comes to mind when you hear the word marketing? If you can comment on the chat, when I say marketing, what comes to your mind? What do you feel when I say the word marketing? Mercadeo, marketing. The name of the organization, they're the ones that are writing there. Please write it. I'll put the name of the organization. It's Small Business Development Center. So that you all have it. It's right there. So Judy says, exposition, market and sales from an iPhone. Is there another idea that someone wants to share? You can place them there. I'll continue reading them. Thanks, Angie. Make videos, create content, fear of public speaking. Perfect. A way of promoting a business. Oh, it's great. Yeah, a lot of that comes to mind when we say the word marketing. Possible sales, outreach events. This is a very positive group. Sometimes when I ask this question, there's a lot of feelings. There's confusion, anxiety. Yeah, one time I asked this question, someone said yuck. And so as business owners, we always have to have three hats on. There's a book about this that says that we have to have the entrepreneur hat, the expert hat, and the owner's hat, the owner of the business. So part of being an owner of the business is understanding what marketing is all about. So thank you all for sharing your opinions on the chat. And I'm going to start sharing my presentation. I think you can see it, yes? Yeah. They asked me to speak about marketing, and I liked all the things that we're going to discuss because I hope that they're practical. That's the most important thing. So our conversation, first I want to, Martina added that marketing is a headache. Martina said that? Yes, thank you. And you know why I ask these questions? Because I know my clients. And first of all, we're human beings, and marketing can be very complex sometimes. It can become very complicated. So I want to give you some foundation so that you don't feel like it's so complicated and little by little, like everything, it's a process. So we're going to speak a little bit about the tricks and recommendations, not so much tricks, but specific strategies that you can use to create a personal brand and brainstorm some other ideas. So maybe some of us were already experts in doing this, but it's always important to refresh our knowledge, and tendencies might change. So I always start with this positive comment because the only thing that's constant in this video is change. And why do I start with this? Because we think that once we have a strategy for marketing that's established, it's gonna work for the rest of our lives. But marketing is a thing that constantly changes. We have to innovate products, we have to create new products, we have to see the potential for new markets. We have to be aware of our challenge, our competition. We have to be aware of how we're going to communicate with our clients, in which place we communicate with them. So it's a constant change that makes marketing, like maybe someone commented, like a headache. It can make it a headache. So once we land, we realize that it's important to do marketing well. So in referencing change, we have to be up to date. We have these two zebras that definitely, whether we like it or not, the digital world, we have to embrace it. Like when we're seeing a really good friend, we have to hug them, but we can't divorce ourselves from that digital world. The pandemic threw us. According to what I read in an article during the pandemic, I have to make sense of what's happening. The pandemic threw us 20 years forward. So we can't divorce ourselves, separate ourselves from being up to date. So, Garo, I just wanted to add something there, that what you're saying, that the pandemic did that, it was push us regarding technology, and something that I always like to mention is that we're not going backwards, we're going to continue forward. So now it's time for us to start and push ourselves as business owners, as people, to digitalize ourselves, and we lose the fear to continue forward with the digital world. Yes, you're totally correct. So imagine if we don't know the basics, sometimes we have to always react, and that's difficult. That can be difficult. Just knowing that we don't know anything, it gives us a sensibility of vulnerability, a sense of vulnerability. So we have to be a little bit dangerous. I don't know anything. You can say, at least I went to ChatGPT. I asked some questions, and at least I know what it's about. So it's necessary. And so marketing, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but consider the definition from the American Association of Marketing. And if you consider it, it's not just talking about promotion, it's talking about activities of institutions, of the processes that are necessary to create, communicate, deliver, exchange offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. So we read this concept, and initially we'll say it's not just about promoting, it's not just about communicating, it's not just saying here I am. It's about creation, communication, how to deliver, how to exchange offerings that has value for clients, customers, partners, and society at large. One of the things that we have to consider in our strategies and marketing, why they don't work, is because they don't have value for the clients. They don't have that value that makes us different. And it's not saying it's a bad product or service, but maybe there's someone else who's pro, providing this type of value and the same type of product. So this is what we have to consider when we do marketing. We do marketing all the time, but not necessarily strategic in a strategic fashion. So when we do marketing, we have to have clear intentions in what's going to happen. If I'm going to post something, if I'm going to announce something, if I'm going to do networking, I'm going to do networking to go see my friends or to meet new clients. Where am I going to go do networking? So everything we do through marketing has to have an intention and an objective. Quickly, this is part of the foundation of what marketing is all about. So if I'm on the social media and I announce, I post, if people say they're going to buy and they don't, they change their mind. If I don't have enough engagement, that's the word we use, engagement. If I have a lot of likes, but I never sell, then this kind of thing happens. So what's happening in this situation, if what's happening is the evolution of marketing, marketing is a mixed trade. It was about production, point of sale. It was very easy because I had my store and people would come buy it, and then this is what I'm selling, 2 for 1 today. On Tuesdays there's Taco Tuesdays for discount. That was the beginning of it, but then it's evolved into something more consumer oriented. We're seeing more consumer oriented. We were worried more about the client than our product. We started to see that the cost was more important than the price, and the point of sale cohabitation is not just in my store, but it's also going to be where they say I can come to their home to give it to them. It's not just about promotion. Here's 2 for 1. On Mondays, there's 20% discount. It's also about communication. Is this really what the client wants? So we started having these conversations, and now it's a lot more complicated because it's evolved into 4 E's. Today, now we're not talking just about product, we're talking, or the client, but the experience that everything that is involved in my production, the product and service, and it being delivered to the client. So it's now more complicated because it's not just me saying, here, I'm selling a product or what's interested in, I'm just interested in what the client wants. It's just a whole experience now, and it has different phases. So we communicate with the client or potential client. Then there's the market, the commercial zone, then the convenience, and now it's in every channel. Now it's called every channel. That's why it's a headache. That's why there's anxiety. There's that weight that we feel because today we feel we have to be in every place. Feel like we have to be in every place. Tell me, Laurita. For those that are just joining us, you can choose your language of preference for this presentation. It's on the bottom part of your screen. It's a little circle, and you pick it, and then you can choose Spanish or English. Thank you, Caro. Thanks, Laura. And so now it's not just price and cost, it's about exchange, the exchange of value. So, for example, the premium, you start for free, obtaining a product for free or a service for free. And then you can try it out. And then if you want to do an upgrade, or when you pay, they give you additional features or benefits of the product, but they've given you a value. So the client has already received something from you. So there's also not just promotion, communication, it's evangelization. Like for us as entrepreneurs, before we would give 2 for 1 and we'd ask what the client wanted, and now there's the people that have approved our product or service, and they say that what they sell, it's worth the price. They have 4 stars, 5 stars, 3, 2, 1 star. Those people that have been our client that come to evangelize, I don't like that word very much, but they tell other people about the experience that they've had with your product or service. That is a big weight. That is very important, because as clients ourselves, we know that that's very important. So why am I giving you this context? So if I could make a little justice, all these strategies, speak about these strategies.
Caro, muy bien.
Better. Yes, now you can hear me? Yes, okay. I'm not sure what happened. Saying these are 500 strategies you can do, and this is without understanding this. This is really important. Today, what is essential? What do I do? What product needs innovation for a certain price? What type of experience do I want my client to have? Is it in the right channel, right avenue? It's not in every avenue, perhaps, but it is in the avenues that are more accessible, but also asking our client, taking into account what's more accessible for them. So social media that's most used in 2023, Facebook continues being number 1, YouTube number 2, WhatsApp 3, then there's Messenger. Why is it important to know this? Well, maybe I need to be on Facebook, maybe YouTube, maybe WhatsApp. WhatsApp continues being the channel that the platform that mostly use during the day. So if we don't have a campaign on WhatsApp, maybe that's something that I should consider. Maybe it's a good tool to use. Text messaging is a big tendency, but also if we have a good strategy on Facebook or on Instagram too, we can, how do you say, some of you have it, I know, we can solidify these sales. So we can do these campaigns. The intentionality in marketing can use to progress, to grow our brand, bring awareness for our brand, to increase sales. But why is this important that I do this every time that we try to do an effort of marketing? So I'm going to explain this to you with donuts. So TikTok says, I'll explain this to you in 15 seconds how I like the donut. LinkedIn says, I make the best donuts. My experience with donuts, I endorse it. YouTube, you make a video of yourself eating donuts. Twitter or X, I'm eating a hashtag donut. And then respond if you want a donut. And Facebook, I like this donut. And in Instagram, a photo of my hashtag donut. So why is this important to take into account? Something important that we have to understand is not that every social media platform, we can't speak about the same thing, but we have to speak about it in its specific way, in a specific way. So, and because we're users of those platforms. So the ones that are truly that have that triumph in those platforms, they use specific language. So I can leave this for you all. You'll have the video also, but know your client, who's ideal for your content. If we're just guessing at what clients are gonna want, it's not gonna work. That database is important because sometimes we're sending messages, we don't have things updated. Specific strategies for every platform, which I already mentioned. Define those objectives. This is really important. Use those performance metrics to see how successful messages have been, different formats, videos, images, texts. We have liberty, we have freedom to be creative there. And connecting with groups through these platforms, publish content that is of value, that resolves problems, educational, tells our story, is entertaining. Respond quickly. Responding quickly is very important. If someone likes something, they always say thank you, thank you. Then at least if I can send them a little emoji or something. Maintaining frequency and good quality in the content, because if we have content that is kind of outdated, the clients will say you're missing credibility, that you're not updating your services, and so then we stop catching their attention. So remember those 4 E's. It's a consistent renovation, innovation, and creating. Be thankful on social media. Say thank you for commenting, thanks for this and that. Use social media to send from one client from one to another. So they start an Instagram and then you send them over to Facebook. And people like seeing the people who are behind the profiles. Sometimes we don't like making videos, or there's certain people that don't like to. You don't have to, but there are other options like making short stories of our story, of the business's story. So whatever platform that we use, become an expert in it. Don't just learn a little bit about TikTok, just a little Instagram. Don't engage just a little bit on Facebook, because we're not going to get anywhere. So we have to squeeze the juice out of Facebook. For example, I have some examples here. So this is an example of a Facebook page. And so if you look on the left side, on the website, they have the website listed. They have the Sony page. They have the other social media platforms and profiles. They're updating. All of that is really important for us to have things that are complete in each platform. So sometimes it's not good to be on 4 or 5 because we're not doing it well. We're doing little and little here. Can I add something? Yes, of course. This is something that's really important, and it's great that you're sharing this and mentioning it. It's really important that businesses focus on a platform, invest instead of 4, like you're saying, because we're in times of digitalization, and when people want to support your business, they will always go to internet to see this content, the pictures, the videos of the service or product that you provide or offer. So it's something that I always mention to people that I'm working with, that it's always be up to date with social media, because a lot of people, before they visit a business, they always check on it first on social media. Yeah, it's the norm now. You kind of look at their social media to see if they have good testimonials, if it's up to date, so that there's coherence. So these are just examples. Also, if you don't have Google My Business, that's very, very necessary for you to update it. Google My Business is interactive in a free way with clients. So that profile on you can see on the phone. When our business is on Google My Business, people can go there, they Google it, and they put the business name, and then it'll give you a step-by-step way of registering your business. So it's a free tool that allows us to be on the first page when we register our business on Google. So the big question is, which one do I use? This isn't just, there's no trick here, but my recommendation is use the one where your clients are using most. Don't use this one. Don't use whichever one. Ask your clients. Ask How would you like for me to communicate with you? That's something we don't know, and that's vital because you throw so much energy into YouTube, Instagram. The priority number one, or the number one in income that is not spent well is a digital strategy for marketing. I go where my clients are. That's key. If they're on LinkedIn, that's what I'm going to be. If they're going to be on Facebook, I'm going to use Facebook well. But let's keep squeezing the juice out of what we already have because there's some that are already built. What content to use? Well, I'm going to show you this. We can go over them later, but there's videos, tutorials, promotional videos, musical videos, informative videos, promotional photos with popular sayings. I can just send you this presentation if you don't want to see the whole video because there's a lot of recommendations and ways, suggestions for how you can communicate with your client. If you say, I don't know what to do, then here's some ideas. Texting with promotional content, pictures with games, photos with prompts, text with statistics, links to website. So this is what we're going to share with you all in through this presentation. So it's only been 30 minutes and I've been doing these classes in 2 hours. So building my personal brand, I imagine that a lot of you have done this personally and for your business. But these are this is practical advice for you to build your personal brand. Remember that it's really important to understand what your personal value is, your unique value is. So when we're creating a personal brand, consistency, frequency. The Latino Chamber of Commerce is a perfect example of how they've been creating this brand, consistency, frequency. I see them all over the place. And it's been very important. Coherence of what we're speaking about. Coherence means the same colors, the letters, the logos. Wherever I go, it's the same. I'm saying the same thing. Because I have my color over here, and then my logo is different, and my slogan says something else. So coherence in everything that I'm doing, my address, my phone number, my colors. On Canva, there's so many options. There's so many options for colors, and you can choose the colors for your business. There's a lot of tools. Authenticity, so that it looks as though we are what we're speaking about. People like seeing that. They like to know that the people are real and they're being truthful to what they're offering. So knowing your audience, we're creating a brand. We need to know who we're offering it to, who we're selling it to, who are our clients, right? So if they're going to invite me to go out, maybe I won't put high heels on, or I need to know. You have to have clear objectives. And what am I doing this for? Why am I building this brand? So that they recognize me. Oh, God, she's the expert. There's that connection with me. Why am I doing this? Another important thing, time, effort, in investing time and effort. Oh, it was something. Sometimes something goes viral immediately. But if we count the amount of people that have gone viral, it's a minority. All the rest of us, it takes time and effort to create our brand. Also, when you're telling your storytelling of your business or your personal story that you can combine. A lot of the times, that's what people do. People like hearing a personal story and the business story. I have a client that has a personal story that's very strong. I asked them, "Are you willing to tell it?" And that's part of the success of my business. So finding for those connections when I'm telling my story. When Laura says, "Oh, Caro, I was also there," that has also happened to me. That authenticity is also when we're creating our personal brand, use details so that people say, I didn't know that they were they had hiked all the 14ers in a year. Those are details that impact us. You know, that kind of discourse is important. Can I add something, Caro? Oh, no, sorry. No, that's totally fine. And all of this that you're explaining is great. And that's why so many are engaged in the presentation. But you mentioned Canva, but for those that don't know, we already had a seminar on Canva, and you can find those videos on our YouTube channel. But it's something that's really important that everyone should be using Canva or something similar. Canva offers, what can you say, a free account. You have the option, obviously, of paying for more features and yeah, more features for this platform. So it's very easy to navigate, and that's something that we recommend for businesses. Like Caro mentioned, so that they have the colors, their color palette, and they know what to use, and they can be consistent when promoting the business. Thanks, Caro. Yes, Laurita. So we had a seminar on Canva, and it's a tool that is free, that with patience you learn it, but it's important that we learn how to use it. So what also lessons that I've learned, what during my experience, what did I learn? And you tell that to people. You invite interaction, you know, so people ask you, how was that? How was that experience? And so that's also powerful. And also invite action. Invite people to take action. So those are important parts of telling our story. So I'm gonna provide this for you, and I also included this in the presentation, the elevator pitch, and there's 5 steps for storytelling, and also for a personal one, and also for your business. You can start with a question, establish the problem, explain how you're solving it or how others are solving it. Then I explain how I'm solving it, and then a call to action for number 5. And then in less than 2 minutes, you told the story. You tell the story of our business or our personal story we've told. So to finish, to end this, I want to talk about what collaborative brainstorming is all about. It's another tool we can use to generate new ideas in collaboration with others. So, for example, we're all women that are empowered, and I have mentors. For example, I have 2 mentors. One of them is 24, the other one 29. So they are part of my collaborative brainstorming, because it's what can I do here? It's hear their perspectives, and so we can invite people from various different ages, from different experiences, and pick a topic and say, what can I do to sell more on social media? And you start making that question. And so I'm asking about artificial intelligence, and asking questions to different generations, and seeing what people think in terms of marketing for that, and I can share that with you all. So when we generate collaborative ideas, we consider them, then we write them down, or we discuss them, we refine them, then we prioritize them, and then we take them towards action. So it's important. I would have liked to have more time here and ask you to give me an example on the whiteboard and tell me, how does a business, a clothing shop, sell more on internet? And then all of you write your ideas, and that's the power of ideas that come from collaboration with others. I forgot to mention before, when we were talking about Facebook and everything, Facebook now has Facebook Suite. I imagine that some of you are familiarized with this, that you can make automatic your strategy for Instagram and Messenger. And that's why it's called Facebook Stream in that same place. So if you haven't tried to use it, maybe it would be a good place to bring two things that work together, Facebook and Instagram, that are part of Meta, that's the Facebook business. And this supports so that it's more practical, and so that you can your plan, you can use your plan for what you're going to be sharing with your audience in one single place, and so that you can publish it in both platforms. On both platforms, it's very important because it's one single place where you can do those things. And then another thing I want to mention that I didn't include in the presentation, but I mentioned it, is the artificial intelligence. That we can't separate ourselves from that, but very carefully we have to handle it, because in the end, at the end of the day, we're business owners. When I use ChatGPT, which is what I use on my journey, I bring my ideas and I ask it, and so we'll share ideas, because one of the things, and I want to say it this way, nothing that is artificial intelligence can have the intellectual property, because this is new. While we're receiving information from there, we review it, we change some words, but since we're using it, I know that we're using it for creating logos, for example. So we have to be careful in that. So I want to finish with things that are, this is very basic. Know and ask things about your clients. Live your mission and the values of your business. Live by them. And lastly, remember why do you do what you do? Why are you connected to this mission, and what makes us different from the rest? That's really important. And when I was thinking, what do I share at the very end? Well, Rome wasn't built in one day, but bricks were placed every hour. Today, you don't have to do everything. You just have to lay down one brick. That is how you build an empire. That's how we build our marketing strategy plan, just a brick at a time. And we're going to start being those buildings, those cathedrals. So here thanks so much for hearing this presentation. And I don't know if you have the questions, but it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, Caro, for your presentation. For those that want to ask questions, you can do so on chat, or you can take off your mute and ask her directly. But thanks so much for this great presentation. It was great, Caro. Thanks so much for inviting me. I try to be as practical as possible, right? Because also landing in the sensibility that sometimes we think that marketing is just speaking about ourselves. There's Martina. Yeah, thanks. Yes, hi. So I have something I wanted to speak about. You were just saying that WhatsApp is a platform that is most used, but I would say that's more in Latin America. But my market, that was surprising, because my market are North Americans. They don't really use WhatsApp. Yeah, you're right. They don't use WhatsApp as much. I was also talking about another topic that I want to talk about. It's a problem, and so I learned it. I dedicated time to it, and I've been posting things, but then you're left, you don't have enough content. Where do you get ideas from? Because I have pictures of my husband, of me, my story, but who reads it are my friends, and they're from my country. I don't really have followers from here. So how do I get new followers, organic growth without paying? Because sometimes I'll see, oh, your your webpage has a problem and everything costs money. So I do it myself, and I see that difficulty, and I have zero marketing. It's $1 that I dedicate myself. So I start with these horrible videos, and then I improve little by little. But at least there's content. But how do I know what is good content? What can I do so that more people will follow me? Yes. Yeah, I was gonna. Yes, please give your feedback if you have some ideas for Martina. If you want, and for all of you, when we're having the same dilemma that Martina is facing, I have a tool that is really easy to use. So first, we're gonna evaluate, like Martina was saying, what have we done? Why did we do it? Why did we do it? Because sometimes we continue doing things, but we don't have those specific objectives. Saying, oh, I already included my husband's picture. So what is the objective of putting your husband's picture? It's because he's one of the people that works there. But the business is owned by me and my husband. But if I put my husband's picture, I had a client that would put a picture of her dog, and when I would put the picture, she would have more likes when it was a picture of her dog. But that had nothing to do with the company. So what was the objective? So you want likes, you're building your brand. Are you building your brand? So we can have a consultation one-on-one and evaluate, saying this, I already did this didn't work, this didn't work either. And these are what are the things that we haven't done yet. So sometimes you can write down, what is your business, Martina? All right. We have a construction business, and I'm looking for clients as well. That's another thing. I have another question. When you said ask your clients about what they prefer, their preferences, but I don't have clients. So on Instagram, are you on Instagram or Facebook? I don't have them yet. Well, you can study the industry. There's a lot of things you can do, including on social media. So, for example, every post, every time that I'm going to write something is going to be only to get new clients. And there's various ways that you can do them. Maybe you've already done this, but maybe a one-on-one consultation. We could talk more in detail and talk about prices. And Wilson was also giving the advice of making reels. That's a really good idea. Yeah, I've made reels. I've done all that. I don't know what else to do, but the clients just don't communicate with me. This is the marketing mix. So I'm gonna make the reel. The platform I'm gonna choose Instagram. That's what I'm using. That's where I offer my product. But maybe the message, is it that the message is the correct one? Is Instagram really the best platform for me, or is Facebook more appropriate or more convenient for me, or the one that coincides with my product the most? So I don't have clients. If you're in Boulder, maybe in a certain place, a certain address of Boulder, these are the ones that I want to reach out to because they have this much money. They're this kind of person. So there's different ways of finding clients through sales. There's also clients where in places that you'll be surprised by. So maybe you're going to the supermarket to leave your flyer. Maybe that's the place, that's the spot that you have to be. So it's also about working more, knowing exactly where your clients are, where do they eat, where do they go buy things. So specific zip codes, taking those into account, I have clients who buy their followers, and they buy them because someone bought their followers because they wanted that an influencer would help them, and see that they had 20,000 followers, and then you put a post and they only have 2 likes.
Tiene su mano levantada, Mariana.
Mariana has her hand raised. So yes, sorry, please.
Buenas tardes.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yo quisiera igual unirme a la compañera que acaba
I'd
de,
like to also
hacer su,
um,
su pregunta de
join
cómo
the
hacerle para.
my colleague who also asked the question about getting new clients, because
Yo tengo una persona que
I have a person that
sube contenido cada 8
posts things
días,
for me every 8
entonces
days.
pone en inglés para ver
They
si
put in English to
ponen en
see
inglés, o sea,
if it's
y
through
hemos
English
buscado y no
that I will
hemos
find more clients, and there's just no I haven't seen any results from this. So also, if you pay for promotions, then there's more opportunities to get that type of work. But it's also very difficult to get new clients if your posts are only organic. It didn't work for me. I've been working in this marketplace for 5 years, and I've had clients, but I don't like it because almost all of them were in Denver and they were far away, and I wanted something local in Longmont, Boulder, and some surrounding areas. So it's incredible how people that come from I've seen businesses that come from Denver to work here. Why? Because the residents from here are looking for to employ people in Denver because they don't know where to get it here in our county.
Mariana, yo le podría conectar con Caro.
Mariana, I can put you in contact with Caro.
Gratis,
The Small Business Development Center offers free hours for consultation. Caro is expert in marketing strategies, so I think a session on one-on-one with her would help you understand a little more, and like as she was saying, understand what your public is and what is your niche audience. So she's great. It's really good information, but I think that we have to put you together with Carolina for a one-on-one. It's just really complicated because sometimes people say, I'm gonna go buy online. So we'll say, when I buy something online and I buy it and then I wear it at home and then it doesn't work, or I use it at home, it doesn't work. So I have to return it. So marketing is complicated. And everyone says I'm doing this and this. So are you talking about your competitive advantage? Is that the message? Is it the message that's not getting to people? Because I can pay a lot of money in Facebook ads and Google ads and all that, and my competition can start clicking, and using all my all the money I've thrown into those ads. And so this is why I presented mixed marketing, because this is a good moment. Oh, I forgot the name. So we're going to talk about your services. Tell me your price. Tell me about your clients. And then during that investigation interview, we're going to realize that in 2 areas, we're not up to date. So Laura, please. Yes, I just wanted to share with Martina that, for example, that someone who's working in construction, the last place that I'm going to look is Facebook or Instagram. If I want someone that's providing construction services, I go to Google and I see the reviews. In Instagram, there's no way of looking for something like that. I don't know if that is helpful, Martina.
Instagram y Facebook.
I have Instagram and Facebook, but not looking for clients there, but I go to Nextdoor, the platform. But that's because I need content, and that's why I use social media. Yes, Martina, and all of you that would like to connect with Caro, please send me an email. The Cámara Comercio to the Chamber of Commerce. I'm gonna put my information, and to respect everyone's time, since we're running out of time, just call me, send me an email, and with pleasure I'll connect you. So again, for those that don't know, SBDC, we also have them in the office, and the second and third Tuesday of the month. But if you want to learn more about marketing, you can be connected with Carolina, and so there's my phone number and my email. You can reach out to me. Emmy is including something that I think that is really helpful is networking. I always have good contacts thanks to that. We also have cafecitos every second Thursday of the month here in our office, and from time to time we go to different places. And I would also like to give you some announcements before we run out of time. For those that don't know, I've included a form if you want to be part of our small business directory. It's totally free. You don't have to be a member of the Latino Chamber of Commerce to be part of it, but if you need promotions through our social media, and you can be part of us, and we can promote you through that. We also like to invite you that the 27th of April, we will be showing a movie called A Million Miles Away in the Boulder Library, and you're all invited so that you can participate. We're gonna have some popcorn. You can bring your kids. There's gonna be popcorn, and we hope drinks as well. Also, the next cafecito will be in the Innovation Center in Longmont. I'm inviting all parents who have or don't have students to come to this place and get to know this place. It's an amazing place. I've had the opportunity of being there, and our friends from the Innovation Center will be sharing the programs that they offer for students and to get to know people and do that type of networking, and to meet people that might be in our industry, might be business owners who can support us in whatever our situation may be. So you're invited, and I'm gonna include Carolina's information here again. And if you have more questions, don't hesitate in reaching out to me. So this video will be on YouTube. For those that weren't able to be here, you'll be able to access this video, and if anyone wants to refer back to it, you'll be able to do so. Caro, thank you so much. And if you'd like to say bye. Yes, I just want to say thank you so much. We're here once again just to say that we're here if you need us. And I'm gonna let Laurita know that if you all want those tools, those practical tools for your marketing activities, your intentions, everything is on only one page. So if we could plan this monthly, that would be great. But thanks for now, and thanks for everything. I also wanted to thank Martin Beterlongo, the interpreter. Thank you so much, Martin.
Gracias. Muchas gracias.
Gracias
A
a todos.
ustedes. Gracias igual.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Gracias.
You're welcome.
Gracias.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, gracias.
Gracias, Laurita.
Adiós, gracias.
Bye,
Adiós, Sarah. Adiós,
Sandra.
everybody.
Adiós.
Adiós,